We're public school proud here in New York City. We love what we're doing. We're doing better than ever. All educators should be out there showing everyone, not only do we love our public schools, but we're public school proud and we're doing a hell of a job.
Just having someone speak from the heart about what they do really can make an impact.
I'm public school proud because I came from public school, my parents did, I brought my kids through public school, and I know it works.
That I could get out of my humble beginnings and be able to turn around and give that to my students. It's probably the greatest thing I've ever done with my life, and I couldn't be more proud.
If we believe in our children, if we believe in the hope of this country, that all starts with public education. That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
Betsy don't know a doggone thing about public education.
If we're taking the money out to help a few, we're leaving the masses behind, and that's just not something we're going to stand for.
Two diametrically opposed minds on education policy are in Ohio right now. They are touring a public school.
To make sure that we saw the things that are real challenges.
This is not about kumbaya. This is about making sure that anybody who has that job understands the importance of public education and that the budget cuts to it are going to be harmful for children.
I'm extremely proud of Van Wert Public School System. I mean, I grew up here, I went to school here, I came back. I hope that Secretary DeVos takes away the fact that we really work hard at Van Wert to do as many innovative things as we can.
Just the impact that you have on a kid's life.
We've given the opportunity for Secretary DeVos, what she chooses to do with that now, it's in her hands, but she can't claim anymore that she hasn't seen a quality public school.
But he lost the popular vote by 2.8 million.
Approval rating in the AP poll down to 35.
We've never seen anything like this in the modern era.
Trump has presented a grotesquely immoral budget.
$11 billion from public education.
Don't kill all after-school programs, don't kill all community school programs, and don't take $1 billion out of Title I.
Thank you for everything you do for our country.
My school would be severely impacted because of an increase in class size if these cuts go through. Instead of having 25 students in a class, we would have 32 students. That takes away from the amount of time that I can spend with each child, the moments where teaching and learning happens. And the fear that those moments won't exist really haunts me.
When the support for science is undermined, that understanding that we try to impart on our students is undermined as well.
Cutting these programs are cutting our children's opportunity for greatness. Our after-school program had our first ever spelling bee. One of my children who have some challenging behaviors loved it. She did so phenomenal. She was no longer that child that had that behavioral problem. She was the champion spelling bee, and that changes their outlook.
We're playing catch-up from the very beginning, so we don't have these resources.
We really have moved forward with community schools model, add those wraparound services, have the kids' needs addressed and close those gaps.
The Affordable Health Care Act would no longer support the therapy services. The providers won't be able to come into the schools.
And let's start taking care of our kids. Leave education alone.
I call it a meat cleaver budget.
Sometimes the meals we offer at our school site is the only hot meal that kid will see. Stripping away the programs that students need. I can't see that as being an American value.
23 states still spend less on K-12 education than they did before the 2008 recession.
Due to the budget cuts in the state of Montana, I have been reduced in force from my position, and that has now made Ekalaka Public Schools combine the 5th and 6th grade classroom. It really makes it so they're getting a half-time teacher. They're not getting the full one-on-one attention that they need.
And I think this year we've been in a position where we've had to tighten our belts too much. When you start losing good qualified teacher, I can't think of anything that impacts this community worse.
I'm devastated. Here in such a small community, it's really hard because there's not a lot of options for jobs.
We've got a tremendous crisis in the state.
It's one man named Bruce Ryder.
He's held schools and students and families hostage in Illinois.
Republican, Democrat, no matter what, need to stand up and fight for public education school funding.
When you close down a school, you close down a community.
I am a teacher with Osborne High School. Hearing that the school is closing is very heartbreaking. You have kids that have built bonds and relationships, have made great improvements, and so now they're being told that this is their heart and soul is being taken away from them.
This moral march is more important than ever before.
President Trump needs to listen to all of the people that are gathered here today, whether it be health care, gender rights, a plethora of issues and concerns that we have.
Those who want to hurt our students are going to have to come through us.
They were well aware of the support I had waiting for me outside.
Now you don't need to buy a house, you just need to go to college and you can be underwater.
These institutions, these entities that just have a predatory mindset.
People understand that education is under attack on all fronts. If they don't have enough money to pay for it, it becomes a privilege only for those who can't afford it.
Will we fight?
Medicaid expansion, if that gets rolled back, that rolls back millions of dollars.
A child not having Medicaid, not having some form of insurance, that is medical neglect.
Stripping health care away, giving the rich a tax cut, education, and that's why we need to take back the House.
And they don't know who they're messing with when they mess with New York.
New Mexico is going to fight back with all these cuts, and we're all going to be together as a union.
Keep making your voices heard.
I think we have the power of changing minds. We have the voices that really matter, the voices of children, the voices of parents, the voices of teachers.
We're fighting for children. We're fighting for our future, and we need our legislators to do right by its constituents and fund our public schools.